Brian is not joining us today from his office, so I'm just gonna wait for him to get on here for a second. I guess we can go ahead, we'll call to order, and then if we can we'll go ahead and do the roll call. Stephanie's over in a different spot today. She's over in that corner over there, so.
Oh, good. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'll just get Brian on here as quick as I can. Go ahead.
Good morning. Welcome to the Berrien County Finance Committee meeting. I would ask Stephanie Carlson if you would call the roll, please.
Commissioner Yarborough.
Present. City of Benton Harbor via Zoom.
Commissioner Hinkleman.
Present, Zoom, Waterville.
Commissioner Freeling.
Present via Zoom, Baroda Township.
Commissioner Scott.
Present via Zoom, New Buffalo Township.
Thank you. Annette, will you help us with the agenda and tell us the order?
Sure. Yeah, first thing on the agenda is Deputy Pamela Hampton, and she's in the room over to the right there. You can see her, and it's a pension service request. And I'm not sure how that was supposed to get started, but I guess you were going to address the Finance Committee. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to turn that over to her, I guess, and let her address you. I think you were sent some documents that she had provided, and can you let me in? You're not.
Yes, and welcome. What I would ask you to do, ma'am, is to say your name, where you are now, and via Zoom.
Yes. Good morning, my name is Pamela Hampton with the Berrien County Sheriff's Department. I'm in the meeting via Zoom.
Thank you so much. We'd ask you to come to us in however you would like. Is there a amount of time and that?
We allotted a half an hour for the discussion, yes.
Okay, and what we would like for you to do is to state the reason that you're here and what you want us to consider and why. And then I'd like to open it up to our committee members to ask questions if they would like to do that. So please, go ahead, ma'am.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say good morning. It's a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for taking the time to join your meeting. I believe all of you received the information. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just basically going to go through that. If you have any questions, you can ask me during or afterwards. I was employed by the Berrien County Sheriff's Department on June 1st of 1999, and I had prior county time at Berrien General Hospital when it was open and functioning, June 1981 through April 1985, which is 3 years and 11 months. When I left the Berrien General Hospital, I did cash out my pension at that time. Berrien County allows you to purchase your pension time back within 1 year of service, which I did not. I'm not disputing that. Whether or not they told me or didn't tell me, I'm not disputing that. I was just so happy to have a job. I was signing everything and very happy. There is a typo here. It should be 2004 instead of 2003. I apologize for that. A window was open for prior county employees to buy back their credited time. At that time, I did not receive a letter and I knew nothing about it. It was kind of hard for me to do anything if I didn't know that there was a window open. I was advised of it years later, and that's when I started pursuing it. I've inquired several times, but I guess the pension fund needs to be funded 100%, and it has not been since that last window. If you see the attached, I've attached the differences between what I'm being paid and what a new hire would be paid, and the savings that it would save the county. I'm also willing to pay the difference in the pension fund because I guess that's the biggest problem is the hit that the pension fund would take. I'm willing to pay the differences between myself and a new hire so the pension fund there's no money's lost. If you have any questions, if you had the time to go over it, that's pretty much it. It would save over $94,000 to the general fund if I could buy my time back and retire with full benefits.
Please, commissioners, you have questions, committee member?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Commissioner Scott.
What I would like to do is I would like to hold off on this until I can get more information from the county. And I would like to talk with our pension plan people, with Shelley and
Shelley?
Brian, and look at all of the ramifications that this would make. So that's where I'm at on this. I've gotten all of the information so far, and I've got questions, but those questions have nothing to do with Deputy Hampton. This has more to do with an internal policy and our pension people. Thank you.
Other committee members? Commissioner Hinkleman?
Yes, Madam Chair, I think that what Commissioner Scott is talking about is perfectly appropriate. I think that I have no problem with the request and hearing the request. What I'd like to do is find out from the county, and I received the information. I've got all the figures in front of me, but I would like to get that personal feel from our personnel department, through Shelley, through Brian. I'd like to have that conversation with them as well. And I'd like to do it if I can, and instead of doing it individually, what I'd like to have happen is that at the next finance committee meeting we have, the presentation. And if that's, so it's not that I don't have all the information that I need, but I would like to hear both sides of it. I understand the request. My concern would be that if we did this, a couple words come to mind: Pandora's box. You know, what do we do? What happens if we open that up? What does it do with other people? So I want to hear about that from Shelley and from Brian. So those are my thoughts, and I just like to do it, in public fashion, not individually. I would like to do it so that I can do it publicly. So those are my thoughts.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And what I would like to ask Deputy Hampton, are you about to retire? You're looking to retire and, this year, or what?
I have 3 more years and a couple months. June 1st of 2024, I can retire with 25 years.
Okay. With straight out, without the added time?
Yes. I could be gone already if I was able to buy back the 3 years and 11 months. I could have already been retired.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. I agree with the other two members. I'd like very much to have more information. You've told us that you would save $94,000 to the general fund. And those are some things that we need to be more sure about and to know about. And so I would think from listening to our committee that we would like to take some time, and Administrator Dissett, we'd ask that you and Shelley and whoever else you think is involved would have knowledge for us to meet with us at our next finance committee meeting. Would that be too soon? Will you be able to fit within that time?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
if possible, what I was hoping is if the Finance Committee, on an individual member basis or as a committee, if you all have questions, if those could just be forwarded to me, we'll work to put together responses and address any questions.
Okay.
That would be the advice that I would offer.
Okay. Let's do that. Any questions you have to Administrator Dissett, and the answers will come to all of us. And then that'll give us a chance to say, now we're ready to make our decision. Thank you. And that you understand what we're going to do, Deputy Hampton?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You understand what it is we're going to do?
Yes, you're going to inquire and find out the questions you need answered, and I totally and completely understand that.
And then we'll come back together on that subject when we have enough information. You
Okay.
have other things that you'd like to say to us?
I just want to thank you for taking the time, and hope you take a look at the numbers. And as you can see, I have support from the sheriff and the undersheriff, so I don't know if they want to say anything at this point, or.
Yeah, I would, I support her being able to buy back her time. I was very blessed that when I became sheriff in 2001, I bought back right around 5 years of prior county time when I was hired by Sheriff Jewell. So I was glad that I could afford it at the beginning because it was cheaper than waiting to the end. I mean, it's costing Pam more. And as she explained to you, trying to remember back when she was signing papers and stuff, if it was told to her, she can't remember that. Cindy Dietrich was the person when I was hired. She told me that I had a year to buy back my county time and said that, there would be a possibility if I didn't, that there would be openings in the future, but she wasn't sure. Pam has been a great employee. She's worked very hard in all of our divisions, and so the undersheriff is also on, and I know when I hired him back, he bought back his time too, from being working at the sheriff's office and then leaving and then coming back. So we did that at the beginning, and I'm just asking if you would consider Pam doing it at the end of her career. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Any other words? Thank you. Thank you so much, Deputy Hampton.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you, committee. Annette? I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was trying to block out background. The next thing was supposed to be bid openings, but that wasn't supposed to start until 9 o'clock, so Jake's not quite down here yet.
Annette, I'll walk over and grab him.
Well, okay. I was gonna say, we have committee business that we could move forward if you wanted to do
Yes,
that.
go down to the payment of bills and those.
Right, so yeah, you have the resolution, your weekly bills was resolution F2103024. Didn't know if anybody had any questions about that. If we're good, we'll go ahead and move that forward to the full board.
Yes,
Commissioner Scott, I'm good with those.
yes.
Okay. And then if we could do a motion to approve your minutes from March 18th of 2021.
May I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott, so moved.
Supported.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly supported. Any corrections, additions? Would you call the roll, please? Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeland.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
And then you had some requests for waiver approvals on here also.
Yes.
And so I went ahead and I reached out to those that I believed were going to be like the department heads that were going to be doing these. And so you have those in front of you, and I guess this is kind of the first time that we're doing a whole group of these. And there's Jake. Do you need a moment to get it together, or are you good?
I just gotta put them back in the order. I'm gonna open
Okay.
all of them.
And just one moment.
And then I wanted to say to you, Annette and Jake, I thank you for the order and that motion that you put with it. And what I want to know is, do you all want us to take the numbers that you had with that certain motion and open them all and make one motion on them? or do them by each?
I think we have to do them individually. And those have to be done individually, I believe.
Okay. Motion. Maybe we'll read it once and then do that motion, and then you have another set with a different motion with it. Is that the way he's going to open them?
I'm not quite sure on that. The difference is between one has the 5,000, or the, I'm sorry, the contract that has to go along with it. The others are just products, and so right. So that's the difference in the verbiage there. And then the contract modification up to $5,000.
Okay, that was real neat. It made sense. And then the waivers were real neat because we had approved that form, but this will be the first time we've used it, I think. But I like the explanation and everything about it.
Yeah, I think as we kind of, Jake and I kind of were chatting yesterday, and maybe there's a couple things we might want to identify and making it a little bit more clear to be identified on here, like the department and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna have to go we'll talk to Doug about that. So are you ready, Jake?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we'll come back to the request for waivers, and we're gonna go ahead and do the bid openings, if that's okay.
Commissioner Freeling, if you would pay attention to these bids, this bid opening, and report it on the floor in as condensed a way as you can. Thank you. Good morning, Jake. Please go ahead and open the bids.
Morning. We have 10 for the road department and 1 for motor pool. So I'm gonna do the 1 motor pool first. Get out of the way.
Okay.
And just for the record, sorry, I do have Kevin Stack on here. So if we have any questions about any of the road bids at all, Kevin is on here and he can address those, just so you know.
Thank you. Chris, sweetheart, is on here. We're ready.
Yep. So this first bid is for a truck for the drain commission, and Todd Rain from Motor Pool sent us out. We sent it to 3 vendors. All 3 responded, but one of them sent it a day late, so I'm only opening the first 2. This first one is Siemens and Bridgman. Their bid price is $30,468.
What kind of car is it? Did you say car or truck?
Truck, Ford F-150, and then he has some extra stuff on here like skid plates, tow package, stuff like that.
Okay.
This does not say who it's from, so let me verify before I tell you.
Yeah, I got one coming.
I forgot my letter opener, but Annette is helping me get one, so. Okay. Alright. This is from 3 Oaks Ford out of 3 Oaks, Michigan. Thank you. And their bid is for $29,911.28.
May I have a motion, please? Is that what we're going to do? You said do them individually. It's a regular motion.
Madam Chair, I move that we refer the bids to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder. If they are an approved, responsible bidder and meet the specifications and requirements, communication from the department must be submitted to the finance committee in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bid, to provide justification and obtain additional approval from the finance department.
Support. Support. Thank you. Any questions, discussion? Would you call the roll, please, Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman, Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeland.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right.
All right, so before I start these road bids, I have one that doesn't have a bid number, so I'm just gonna open this to see what bid to read it with.
Okay,
But I'm sure it's road because it's from M&M Pavement Marking, and it's
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott.
yes,
Just as a side note, for Stephanie, would you please put something in the minutes that, make sure it's in the minutes that Signature Ford out of Owasso, Michigan, their bid was received a day late, so it was not opened
okay,
for that purpose. So that way there's a standing record. Thank you.
okay. Thank you so much for that. Owasso out of, what is the name of the company?
Signature Ford out of Wasso.
yep.
Wasso? Okay.
So this road bid, it's actually due next week, so I don't have to read that at all, and it's still sealed, so we're good there.
Good, okay,
So the first bid is 2021-19 for countywide mowing. We sent it to 2 people and 2 people responded. The first one is Jay Jablonski and Sons out of Wayland,
out of where?
Wayland, Michigan. And their bid is for $80,000, 36 cents, or I'm sorry, $80,036, 55 cents. And then the next is KPEM LLC out of LaPorte, Indiana. And their bid is $171,672.60.
And how do you advertise this? How did this go out?
So I get a list of vendors, sorry, from the road department, and then they advertise it on their website as well.
Okay, so it's road department. This is not for like all of the county or whatever. Huh?
No,
This is like what, in the highway, down in the gullies and down in the valley, like that?
Kevin?
Yeah, so this is our countywide mowing for all of our primary and local road edges, approximately 8 to 10 feet off the side of the road. This is for that.
Okay, so that's those big. Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
before we do a motion, I've got a question, and it's basically, I guess, for the road department, for Kevin Stagg.
okay.
We're going out for countywide mowing. That means that the county road department no longer mows, or we no longer have tractors with mowers.
No, so what this is this first round of mowing in the spring. We contract out because our crews are quickly trying to get the culverts and all of our brushing and ditching done prior to the seal coat program. Once we get this first round done, we handle the rest of the year. As far as mowing it further back, we got the bigger boom mowers that we can push it even further back, mowing to clear spaces and all that stuff. This is just the first round right out the door this spring.
Thank you, Kevin. That explains it very well to me. I was like, what happened? Do we have no more mowers? But anyway, okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, so they have heavy equipment and all, huh? Yeah. Okay. So may I have,
Need a motion.
did we make a motion?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I'll move that we refer the bids back to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder. If they are approved to be responsible bidder and meet all the specifications and requirements, communication from the road department shall be submitted to the finance committee in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bidder to provide justification and obtain additional approval.
Thank you. May I have a support, please?
Support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Commissioners Committee, do you have any questions?
Madam Chair, I have one question for Kevin
Yes.
Stack. Kevin, are either of these vendors that we've had in the past that's done county mowing?
The low bid, Jay Devonsky's and Sons, has been the low bid for the past, I believe, 3 or 4 years.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Would you call the roll, please, Stephanie? Is the sound on?
Mm-mm. I think the
Okay, there we go. Go ahead, Steph.
Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
yeah,
The motion carried.
Is that okay? Is that gonna work? Okay. All right, good. Okay.
Okay, next is bid 2120 for countywide scratch course. We sent it out to 4 bidders and 3 responded. The first bid is from Reith Riley out of Benton Harbor. Their bid is $916,897.60. Next is Michigan Paving and Materials Company out of Paw Paw, Michigan. Okay, their bid is $1,018,967.62.
Is that 101896762?
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay.
And the third bid is from Milestone Contractors North out of South Bend, Indiana. Like that. Their bid is $1,085,062.
Hey, can you say that vendor one more time, please?
$1,085,062.
I'm sorry, the vendor.
Vendor.
Oh, vendor, sorry. Milestone Contractors North out of South Bend.
Okay, you had 3 bids. Is that's it?
Those are the 3 bids for that, or the 3, bids for that bid request.
May I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, I move that we refer the bids to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder if they are an approved responsible bidder that meets specifications and requirements. Communication from the department must be submitted to the Finance Committee in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bidder to provide the justification and obtain additional approval.
Okay, may I have support? It's been moved and properly supported. Question? Call the roll, please, Stephanie Cost.
Commissioner Yarborough,
Mamie?
I said yes.
Oh, sorry, we didn't hear you.
Oh, yes, I'm
Commissioner-
looking down. Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes?
Commissioner Freeling.
Yeah,
All right, next we're gonna jump to bid 2125, liquid calcium chloride. I believe that's displayed on the agenda. So this is liquid calcium chloride. We sent it out to 4 bidders, 1 responded. This is Great Lakes Chloride out of Grand Haven, Michigan. Are you looking for prices by the gallon, Kevin?
Yeah, you see.
Okay, alright, any location in Berrien County with continuous spread is 0.674 per gallon. 6,000 gallons or more at pump off at the Benton Harbor Garage is 65.5 cents per gallon. And 6,000 gallons or more at pump off at Bakertown is also 65.5 cents per gallon. And that's it.
Kevin Stack? Is
Yes,
that enough? That's enough information? But that's the only bid we have. Is that because a lot of people don't do that?
Yeah, not a lot of people do it, and the specs, a lot of people, you have to meet the certain state specs that we require to do
Okay.
that.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions of Kevin? May I have a motion, please, to accept this bid?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Scott, I move to refer the bids to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder. They're an approved and responsible bidder that meets specifications and requirements. Communication from the department must be submitted to the Finance Committee in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bidder and provide justification and obtain additional approval from the Finance Committee.
Thank you. May I have a support?
support.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly supported. Stephanie, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes,
Thank you. Wait.
Okay, next is bid 2021-22, Lakeshore Road, Brown Road. We sent it out to 4 people and 4 people responded. The first one is Kalen Construction. Their bid is $260,051. Next bid is Reith Riley out of Benton Harbor. Their bid is $178,500. $501.25. And the next is Michigan Paving and Materials out of Paw Paw. Their bid is $172,154.44. And the last one is Milestone Contractors North out of South Bend. Their bid is $220,098.
Thank you. That's what I said. May I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I move that we refer the bids back to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder if they're an approved responsible bidder and they meet the specifications and requirements. In addition, we authorize the county administrator to execute the subsequent contract associated with that bid and any contract modifications up to $5,000. Communication from the road department must be submitted to the finance committee in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bidder and to provide justification and obtain additional approval.
Thank you. May I have a support?
Support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Any questions?
Madam Chair, so
Yes.
so it is written, so it is written, so shall it be done.
Thank you so much. That was very dramatic. Stephanie? Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, next is bid 23, Lakeside Road, Walnut Court, HMA. We sent it to 4 bidders, 3 responded. The first one is Reith Riley out of Benton Harbor.
Oh, wait, excuse me. I should have abstained. With Paving Construction on there. Can we go back? Go back to the
Previous.
Expo Road. 21.
So these will come back again in the form of a requisition.
Okay,
And so I'm thinking that at that point, that's when you might need to, maybe if in fact it goes with that vendor.
okay.
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know if that,
No, I don't believe that's correct. And that, I think what we can do is we can rescind the last motion and vote. And I
okay.
can make a new motion
Yeah.
and get a proper second, and then we can take a new vote. So I'll make a motion that we rescind the last vote that we took on bid project 2021-022.
And I need a support.
I'll support.
It's moved and properly supported to rescind that motion. Would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Abstain. Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Okay, it passes. Now, may I have a motion? Oh,
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I'd like to move that we refer the bids back to the department with the approved to move forward with the lowest bidder, or if they're an approved responsible bidder that meets specifications and requirements. In addition, we authorize the county administrator to execute subsequent contract associated with this bid and any contract modifications up to $5,000. Communication from the road department must be obtained to the finance committee in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bid and provide justification and obtain additional approval.
Okay,
I will support that.
thank you so much. It's been moved and properly supported. Would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Same.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries. Jay?
Okay, so then we're on to bid 2021-023 for Lakeside Road, Walnut Court. We sent it to 4 bidders, 3 responded. The first is Reith Riley out of Benton Harbor. Their bid is $165,352. Next is Michigan Paving and Materials out of Paw Paw. Their bid is $166,383. And next is Milestone Contractors out of South Bend. Their bid is $203,867.
Thank you. May I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, Mr. Scott, move that we refer the bids back to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder. If they're an approved and responsible bidder and meet all the specifications and requirements. In addition, we authorize the county administrator to execute the subsequent contract associated with this bid and any contract modifications up to $5,000. Communication from the road department must be submitted to the finance committee in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bidder to provide justification and obtain additional approval.
I would support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Any questions? Would you call the roll, please, Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next is bid 2021-024, Ridge Road HMA. We sent it to 4 people and 3 responded. The first is Kalen Construction out of Sodas.
What is HMA? What is that? Is that something new?
Mm-mm.
Jake? What
Any
is
question?
What is the HMA?
There we go.
I'm sorry, are you saying, what is an HMA overlay? Am I hearing that right?
Oh, okay, that's what I'm hearing that at the end, so it's an overlay, huh?
Yes.
Thank you. I hadn't heard, I didn't know what it was. He was saying the road and then HMA. Thank you.
So Kalen's bid is $186,562.20. Next is Reith Riley out of Benton Harbor. Their bid is $148,665. And next is Michigan Paving and Materials out of Paw Paw. Their bid is $132,813.50.
Is that it?
That is it.
Okay. It went out to 3 and returned 3?
It went out to 4 and 3 responded.
May I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Scott, I move that we refer the bids to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder. If they are an approved responsible bidder that meets specifications and requirements. In addition, we authorize the county administrator to execute the subsequent contract associated with this bid and any contract modifications up to $5,000. Communication from the road department must be submitted to the finance department in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bid to provide justification, obtain additional approval.
May I have a support?
Support.
Moved and properly supported. Any questions? Stephanie, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Abstain.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes,
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Jake?
All right, next is 2021-26, and this is Maiden Lane project. I'm not sure what. We sent it to 4 bidders and 2 responded.
What is it called? What was the-
I believe it just said Maiden Lane, Kevin. I'm sure you know what it's for.
Okay,
Yes, it's Maiden Lane. It's a 2-inch HMA overlay as well.
okay. Thank you.
All right, so their bid is $89,460.
is that Reeve Riley?
Yes, it is. Sorry.
Say that bid over again.
$89,460.
Thank you.
Next is Michigan Paving and Materials out of Pawpaw. Their bid is $83,821.75.
Okay, it went out to 4 and 2 responded. May I have a
That is
motion?
correct.
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I move that we refer the bids back to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder. They are an approved responsible bidder that meets the specifications and requirements. In addition, we authorize the county administrator to execute the subsequent contract associated with this bid and any contract modifications up to $5,000. Communication from the road department must be submitted to the finance department in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bidder to provide justification and obtain additional approval.
Thank you. A support, please.
Support.
Thank you. Any questions? Would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes?
Commissioner Hinkleman.
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes,
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Thank you. Jake?
All right, bid 2021-027, Michigan Shores, New Buffalo Township. This first bid is from Reeve Riley out of Benton Harbor.
4 bidders and 3 responded. Did you say?
Sorry, yeah, we sent it to 4 bidders and 3 responded.
Madam Chair, you noted that this project is in my subdivision, but where I live, but not my road. Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Reeve Riley's bid is $90,000 or $90,470.
Hang on a second. Commissioner Scott, do we need to have that noted in the minutes? Do you want that in the minutes?
It doesn't really matter, but I just wanted to make that statement because last year, the other half of my subdivision was done and it was done in front of my house. So I made that statement last year when the bid openings came up, because I didn't want anyone thinking anything differently. So it is with the subdivision that I live in. So I'm just making that statement. Thank you.
Let's add it to the minutes, so they don't have to look at a map or anything else. You've stated it. Thank you.
Sorry.
Next is from Michigan Paving and Materials out of Pawpaw. Their bid is $122,689.04. And the third bidder is Milestone Contractors North out of South Bend. Their bid is $111,972.
Can I have a motion, please?
I'm Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I'm going to move that we refer the bids back to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder if they are an approved responsible bidder that meets specifications and requirements. In addition, we authorize the county administrator to execute the subsequent contract associated with this bid and any contract modifications up to $5,000. Communication from the road department must be submitted to the finance committee in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bidder, to provide justification and obtain additional approval.
Support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Any questions? Would you call the roll, please, Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Madam Chair, this is basically for Annette. I'm not sure how you want to do that, but when I made the statement that I had made, it has to be noted that the New Buffalo Township, where I reside, is paying for this part of a local road to be paved. This isn't the county, but according to the laws, I believe Kevin could probably explain it more. The township is not allowed to take their local roads / county roads and go out for bid. They have to go through the bidding process through the road department. So that's why it's coming before us. But this is, I believe, being paid for by the township that I live in, the municipal government.
Is that on the one we're getting ready to go on, or the previous one?
No, the previous one for my short. Kevin, am I correct on that?
So partially, and so you are correct saying it is the township that is going to be funding this project. But however, they do not have to come through us to go to bid. They have every right to hire their own contractor. The only thing we would require then is a right-of-way permit, where we would still have to approve the plans. But they are paying for it, not us. We just have to show it.
Right, and that's the only reason that I'm saying that, because I don't want anybody to say, well, you know, you're a county commissioner and your subdivision is getting paved and my road isn't. You know, I mean, I have nothing to do with that, and they usually go through, all municipalities usually go through, in the county, go through the road department for these bids. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, thank you.
Good. And that's good working together, because the road department knows the companies how to put it out and all. Thank you for that further explanation. Are you ready now on, is it 27 or 28? 28?
28.
Okay.
All right, bid 28 is Pontiac Lane in St. Joseph Township. We sent it to 4 bidders and 2 responded. The first is Reeve Riley out of Benton Harbor. their bid is $116,154. The second bidder is Michigan Paving and Materials out of Paw Paw.
Very well seen.
Seats are comfy now. And their bid is $99,430.75.
Thank you. May I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I move to refer the bids back to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder. If they are an approved responsible bidder that meets specifications and requirements. In addition, we authorize the county administrator to execute the subsequent contract associated with this bid and any contract modifications up to $5,000. Communication from the road department must be submitted to the finance committee in the event they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bidder to provide justification and obtain additional approval.
All right. Thank you. Any questions? Would you call the roll, please, Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
The motion carries. You have one more or more than one more? One more?
This is the last bid.
Okay, 29.
Bid 29, Rupley subdivision in Coloma, looks like. We sent it out to 4 bidders and 3 responded. I wrote down 2. Oh yeah, 3 responded, okay. The first one is Kalen Construction out of Sodas.
Excuse me, tell us again, what is it in Coloma?
Rupley subdivision.
Roughly. Okay, thank you.
I might be saying that right, I don't know.
It's Coloma. Just kidding, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
Alright, Kalen's bid is $165,539. Next is Reeve Riley out of Benton Harbor.
Oh, nice.
Their bid is $134,543.10. And the last bid is from Michigan Paving and Materials out of Paw Paw. Their bid is $121,670.23.
thank you. Do you have any, first of all, let me have a motion, please.
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I move that we refer the bids back to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder if they are an approved responsible bidder that meets specifications and requirements. In addition, we authorize the county administrator to execute the subsequent contract associated with this bid and any contract modifications up to $5,000. Communication from the road department must be submitted to the finance committee in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bidder to provide justification and obtain additional approval.
Thank you. May I have a support?
Support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Any questions? Would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes, no, wait, well, let me look. I abstain.
Just kidding.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
He said yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yeah.
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Good. Thank you. I had written down on the paper abstain because I didn't want us to have to undo stuff again. Thank you, Whitaker. I thank you so much. Do you have anything else for us?
Go ahead.
Bids are done. So do I have to say?
Well, I don't know if you guys are gonna present those. So the waiver, the bid waivers?
This is,
Yeah.
yeah. This is Doug.
Are
Good
you
morning.
going to do the waivers with us? Who's going to do the waivers?
Yep, be happy to do that. We have a few waivers. This is the first wave of waivers, so to speak. And so everybody's getting adjusted to the process, and I'm sure there will be more adjustment over time. Talked with Brian briefly. He was okay with each one of these. And so do you want to go one by one, or do you want to talk about it? Go one by one?
I think so. Yes. Okay.
The first waiver that I have in my hands has to do with Motorola Solutions. It is a waiver for $3,521.55. It's for animal control. Has to do with their radios, and they want to be able to go and they want to be able to use Motorola Solutions as a single source. And their justification is that they bought all their radios from Motorola and they want to keep everything compatible. So they do not want to.
Do we make a motion, or what do we do, Doug?
If you folks by consensus say it's okay, I'm guessing, then, or we can say that you've officially approved. I don't know. This is new territory for me too.
So yeah, we just trying to figure out what process is gonna work. Feedback? Any feedback?
Madam Chair, just to be sure, I'll make a motion that we approve this waiver for animal control.
And would you say that, because our numbers on it, would you say what number this is?
They're not
numbered.
actually, so that's one of the things that we kind of check.
We're gonna have to change,
Is
yeah.
that maybe going forward, we're gonna be kind of like the bid thing, and we can't do the same as what we're doing with the bids probably.
No, we probably have to somehow number it
So
though.
we're gonna
It says request 5, request 4.
Right.
That-
I did that just so I didn't send you the same one twice.
Oh, okay, just
That was for-
just say them.
Just as a point of order, possibly, Doug.
Yeah,
Each one of these waivers is coming from a different department. Would it not be just as easy to say, this is the 01 for the animal control, or this is 05 for print? Maybe that's the way to go about it. Like the first, second, third, fourth, go by that way. So that way you don't have to come up with a long series of numbers. You can keep
Yeah.
track by department, maybe. I don't know. Just asking.
okay. We'll figure out some way to do that, I guess.
So we had a motion, I think, right? We need support?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I will support that. And then I have comments with regards to proceeding for future.
Okay, so there is a motion on the animal control radio and a support. So what is your question?
My only comment in going forward is that I like Commissioner Scott's suggestion of it being itemized based on department, because we can then also have an idea of how many requests are coming from different departments and see if this is really a suitable method with purchasing process and bidding process.
Doug, you're noting that?
I have noted that, yes.
Yeah. Any other questions or discussion? Would you call the roll, Stephanie, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yeah.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next waiver?
Madam Chair,
Yes?
Commissioner Scott, maybe as a point, maybe we could instruct the county administrator along with the Director of Finance to make an inquiry to our corporate counsel to find out whether we need to do motions for these or whether or not we need to do consensus. And if they could let us know, because this is our first one, so we're not sure what to do. So that's why I think we're making motions. But if we can do it by consensus, it would be a lot easier, I think. Just my
And would you, after we do consensus, still go down each one?
Madam Chair,
I would,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
just trying to get some feel or feedback from the group. Would you all be comfortable if we tried to package these almost as a consent style approval? Or do you want to look at them on an individual basis?
I want to look on an individual basis. It was very interesting to me. I like the explanation. You know, it has just a check mark and that could be it. But the explanation, I agreed with them. I want to read that.
Got it.
Other
Thank you.
members?
I actually believe too, Madam Chair, that it's probably better that we do it via motion rather than by consensus. I think that's more appropriate for trackability. So I believe that you should do it individually. And as you're looking for a numbering system so that you can identify them for, you know, whatever's easiest, if maybe easier for the administration people to do it just number by number and just continue to move through it. But it would be a means to track it for the finance committee to find, we want to make sure that people aren't actually abusing the new policy from a standpoint that going out to bid less often, because we do want to guarantee that we're getting the best possible price for the public. So it may be good to do numbers by department and so that each one knows, so that we would know how many of these have been asked for through history.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Would you call the roll, please? Or did we do that? Are we on the next waiver?
Yes.
Okay. Continue, Doug.
Did we do?
Oh, we did.
Did we do? Okay, we're good. All right, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
The second one that I have here is Hilltop Trailer. This is a trailer for for the health department to use. It's a small trailer to use for their farmers market. The amount that they're asking to have waived is $3,300. They do have that money in hand. They were going to do this a year ago, except COVID hit, and there are some other priorities at that point in time, and they want to get back around to this and do it.
Okay.
And they want to, and this is one of those situations where the vendor, it's like trying to find the forklifts. You got to go after what's out there and what vendors actually have stock. Otherwise, you're going to be out several months.
Madam Chair, Doug and maybe I just a question. This doesn't have anything to do with the trailer, but the concept itself. We're not doing anything that's going to compete with anyone with a farmer's market, are we? We don't want to do anything publicly that's going to, we don't want to do anything that's going to compete with free enterprise. So is just exactly what is the concept?
No, this is basically to move the equipment to and from the farmer's market that today they have difficulty. They throw it in a van or in a car or whatever. So this is something a little bit, it's so they can move their equipment for the farmers markets that do occur presently.
Very good. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate that.
And let me tell you what I see. I go over there and the health department sells nothing, but they have a demonstration. If it's a lot of zucchini, there's someone with an electric skillet that's cooking, showing you what you can do. They give out recipes. They probably give out extra coupons you can use at the market. So they don't sell anything, but they're there with information and they they run it. And so I can see them packing this trailer up and being able every week. They come every Wednesday, I think. So every week from something to 3, they're there and they're not selling anything. They give away. That's what happens.
Well, forgive me for the question. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't doing any competing. So
right.
I'd hate for them to say buy my olives instead of his.
Yeah, and they're a great help. And it's, there's something now where you can make jelly at home and sell it. And so I guess they look and approve those kinds of things and stuff. Thank you. So may I have a motion?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I request to table this request because the form that we have done is incomplete. It does not have the county administrator's signature on it as the other ones do, and I would ask that it be considered at a later date once it has gone through and been vetted by the county administrator.
And I think I read while they were doing something else, 2 of them were sold out from under them. Is that who this is, or was it another one?
Madam Chair,
Yes, help us.
so I've emailed my support for all of these. I was out sick yesterday, and that's the only reason it doesn't have a signature. I just didn't have the ability to scan it and apply my signature from my house. I'm here in the office today, but I'm quarantining myself. So I'm here. I'll happily sign it today, but I'm trying to stay away from everybody.
Okay.
Madam Chair, that's sufficient for me. As long as we're following the policies and procedures that we've set forth, then I'll make the motion to approve this waiver for the health department for the trailer.
Thank you. Thank you so much. May I have a support?
Support.
Okay, would you call the roll, please, Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Doug?
Okay. Okay, next one. Next one's
Hold on.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I have a question for our county administrator. To
yes.
save us a little bit of time and effort on this, All Safe Industries for the hazmat level stuff does not have your signature. Are we going with the same issue?
Yep, it's good. It is solely because I wasn't in the office yesterday.
Thank you very much. Continue.
Okay, thank you for your observation.
Okay, so then we'll touch on All Safe Industries since we're talking about that right now. All Safe Industries is a, well, in fact, I'm gonna let, if Chuck is under sheriff on the line?
He is, he's Visa.
Yes.
Okay. Under sheriff, do you want to talk about this at all or not?
Sure. So Lieutenant Burks, who's in charge of our hazmat team, is the one that presented this. I approved it. All Safe Industries, we have done a lot of work with in the past. This is one of those, we got 3 quotes. There's $102 roughly difference between the low bid and this one. We have never done business with the, I think it's Imagine if we look at that. So our request is to continue to do business with a vendor that we've used previously and have a very good working relationship with.
Okay,
And if anyone wants to know what we get the level C suits. It's on there, the gloves, the equipment for the hazmat team. That's what we get from All Safe Industries.
okay. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Scott, so moved to accept this waiver for All Safe Industries.
Okay, and may I have a support?
Support.
And do you have any questions, committee? Would you call the roll, please, Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next waiver?
The next one has to do with Communication Company of South Bend. This also has to do with the Sheriff's Department. If you would like to talk about that one, Chuck, or Under Sheriff.
Sure, Chuck is fine. So this is working with IS. This is a company we've used with IS. There's the justification is listed there based on previous vendors' work, replacing a single component. So this is one of those things that we would ask for a single source, and that has been run through IS.
Is that this microwave thing?
It has to do with our security system, and
Yeah.
it's a single component.
Okay. I'm looking here.
Makes the programming of
I'm on it.
If I can add under sheriff, it's to install a keypad onto the Empire security gate.
Okay.
Normally during the EOC training and other training events that they have out there, they need to leave this gate open. And by installing this keypad out there, we'll be able to issue a temporary key. Sorry, my dog's in the background there. A temporary key to for people to enter as they come in for training and other events. We don't have to leave the gate open.
Okay. Thank you. Any other
So it will
questions?
have a numbered pad on there.
Okay. Any other questions? Would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Thank you. It carries. Doug?
Okay, we have two left. The first one has to do with Telerad. It goes back to the item that was mentioned a little while ago, which was the 2100 Empire point-to-point microwave upgrade. This is something that Chris Swihart has submitted for approval, and Chris can give you the reasoning why he wants to go with a single source.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So the reason that I made this request is this is part of a project for the 911 upgrade that was we began last year, and obviously because of COVID, it's been impacted. And part of that upgrade process was to upgrade the point-to-point communication between the Empire facility and our main data center at the courthouse. We used Telerad since the Empire facility was put into place those many years ago. And so they have maintained their equipment, and a part of this proposal is for them to upgrade that wireless microwave transmitter between the 2 points. If we were to go to some other vendor, we would have to basically, it wouldn't be an upgrade. They would have to pull that equipment out and reinstall it. And also it would take significant time and investment on part of the county and our departments to bring them up to speed, you know, develop the network requirements, all of that with them. So it really just makes the most sense in terms of time and resources to the county that we continue to use Telerad to do this. This is a licensed FCC transmitter. So to try and transfer that over and to new hardware, again, would just take a lot of time and effort on part of the county. So I'd like to continue to use Telerad for this process.
Okay. Good explanation. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, so moved to approve this Telerad single source for, I believe this is IT department. And it should be interestingly noted too, but not in the motion, that this has nothing to do with the mainframe.
You're absolutely correct.
Our $62,000 microwave.
Go jail.
What
Go
the?
jail completion. All right.
Okay. May I have a support?
Support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Any questions? Any more questions? Would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
The motion carries. Doug James?
Okay, last one has to do with crowned forklift or hull lift truck. It's a waiver request for $22,000. And they are marked that they want to go with a single source, and it is an emergency, both. Todd Rainey, are you on the line?
Yes, I see his name.
Todd?
Todd, can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Doug.
Okay, Todd, would you like to have the conversation real quick about your forklifts?
Yeah, the
And
forklift that's presently at Empire Building is the only vehicle we have for unloading trucks and moving our heavy equipment around. I've been looking and got quotes from several different places, but in the meantime, all those units have been sold. And with today's supply issues, I'm requesting to try to find one that's suitable for us and be able to act on it quickly when I do find one.
And this is a forklift that we were actually trying to find a used one, correct?
Yes, this is a used one. The one that we've had, I believe it's a 1970 or 80 model. It's obviously seen better days, and this is actually the only vehicle for the whole county to move that kind of equipment around. So it's kind of needs to be a reliable piece of equipment.
Any other questions, committee?
Todd, this is Commissioner Freeling. I do have a question. How often do we find that we're doing repairs and more than preventative maintenance on this forklift that we currently have?
Well, we do the yearly maintenance on it, but as you can see, I've wrote that it has the steering problems that are very bad. It stalls constantly, which is not good when you're moving heavy loads.
Right.
And the servicers have said that the engine has just lost power and there's nothing more they can do for it, and they don't recommend overhauling it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Would you call the roll, please?
Do we have a motion?
We didn't have a.
Oh, we don't have a motion?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I'll make the motion to go ahead with this for the use forklift to give Todd the ability to make those decisions quickly.
How many dollars? What is that?
That's Todd's phone, his office phone.
That was the forklift is breaking down alert.
How many dollars did you ask for that? Did you want?
I believe it's
$22,000.
I'm sorry. It's a waiver request of $22,000, so it does go beyond that the bid policy where we've said you need to go out for bid, but in this case, there's really the availability is not out there, as I understand it, and you got to kind of grab it while you can.
Yes.
When it comes available.
I couldn't find it. I didn't have it in front of me, and that just came in my mind and shot out of my mouth. It's a lot of order, but
let me just help a little bit too. Just what Todd's going through. If he's looking in a used market and it's a very fluid market, so things come and go. For us to expect him to go to the bid process, where it's going to take the period of time that it takes out there, it's really not accomplishable. You got to know that the company that's selling the forklifts that are out there that first come first serve, right? And so it's a very fluid situation. So I think what he's asking for is the ability to purchase when he finds one that's suitable.
yes, and it could be less than 22,000, huh? What if it's more than 22,000?
What if it's more than 22,000?
Huh?
They've asked for a waiver up to 22,000. That's what I can say.
Okay, all right.
Yes, the ones I have looked at have been anywhere from 18 to 21.
Okay, all right. I'm a shopper, and so I just wanted to, ask those things. Any other questions? Would you call the roll, please?
Do we have, I still, do we?
I didn't write anything down.
No,
Did we get a motion?
We had a motion from Scott, but no support.
Yes,
yet.
I made a motion.
Freeling support, I'm sorry. Yeah. There we go.
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so can I ask, so we invited the ones who were doing the bid waivers here. They've dug down. Did you like the way that this flowed today?
Yeah.
I did.
Is that,
Well,
Madam Chair,
we will,
Yes,
I'm sorry.
the free link.
I would prefer that if we are going to have these types of waivers, that there be the opportunity to talk to those department heads so that there's some justification. I do appreciate the method that we've used today.
I did too.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
would you
Administrator.
like us to do these every week? Would you like us to try and do these once a month or maybe every other week? Just any feedback you can give from the committee is appreciated.
But I see that there is a need for some immediate, you know, when you see where things disappear. Every week is all right, because otherwise we may get swamped with things.
You got it.
It's about 6, 8, 9.
I would prefer that they don't stack up.
Right, me too.
Got it.
I prefer that also, as they come, as they go. My only question that I have to ask on some of this stuff is the reason I had given Doug the suggestion of keeping it by department so that we could review it like Commissioner Hinkleman said. But also I think that would be a good budgetary control that we could look at to make sure that these requests that are coming in from the departments are budgeted items and, not end of the year, we've got extra money, let's use it up kind of a thing. I don't want to see that. I want to see it so that we can track it really well. And as long as they're budgeted items. Now, the only one they wouldn't be would be, in my opinion, what happened today with Todd Rainey for the forklift. That would be an emergency, which by itself goes through a different set of things, because I don't know how we want to do this on emergency type basis, because we've given the administrator the authority to make emergency purchases and things like that. So possibly if we end up coming up with anything that are emergency, the only way that the administrator could do that is if he got a hold of each of us and got a consensus on it. But yeah, we're going to say we need to make motions. So I think there's a little bit of issues there. And that's why I want to see this discussed with our corporate counsel, with all of these little nuances that could happen. Thank you.
And I saw that as different, because what he's asking for is to have money in hand so that should it come up, he would be able to do it within that range. That was different. So I like this this policy and this ability to do what you need to do. But ask the attorney too. We want it to be clear and not have to undo some things.
As is with all new policies, you've got things to work out, and it's okay that we ask these questions, but what Todd was asking for today isn't an emergency, but it's just a way to fund his need, because he has to be fluid with it. It's very difficult for him to bid used equipment like that. The emergency, I mean, if the well broke in an Otis elevator,
yeah,
that's, so it would be something different. So I think we're working our way through those nuances. But I like what's happened today, I think. But you've already identified there's a need for the minutes and everything to identify there's these requests by number. And so I think you're working your way through it well.
Okay, good. Feel good. Any other comments about this?
Madam Chair, can I just ask a question? This is Chuck.
Yes,
It's a question for Doug. We signed one of these forms for the Michigan Sheriff's Association. I don't know if it didn't make the cutoff, just questioning if that's not on the list for today's.
I'm sorry, you broke up.
We had submitted a form for the Michigan Sheriff's Association. It's a copyrighted decal, but maybe it didn't make the cut. I was just making sure I didn't miss something.
How did you submit that?
Doug, or I'm sorry, Chuck, are you talking about a requisition?
Well, the form goes with it. So I just was making sure, I'll check with Sherry and see maybe the rec didn't get
Okay.
approved.
Under Sheriff, in the future, I would appreciate it if the form is completed, gets circulated, and then is attached. Once it's approved, then is attached to the requisition that's coming through. That way, we have the approval taken care
of. Okay.
Okay.
I think that's on the requisition list.
And we would.
Just one thing for the committee, and I fully said I'll get with the county administrator and Doug. You're going to see a lot of these. I mean, I signed one today. We send 3 people to training. It qualifies because of the low threshold of the $1,000. So I would just, you may want to look at the threshold of the 5,000. That's just from a user standpoint. So we're going to be signing a lot of these for things. We send 3 people to training. We're going to be filling one out.
It goes to 19,999 from 1,000 to 1999.
But Madam Chair, I'm going to get confused here real quick. I thought that this was a waiver to go out to bid. So what you're saying to me, the undersheriff is saying, is that for training, we usually send that out to bid?
No.
No, but because it says from $1,000 to 19,000 needs the quotes, we can't get 3 quotes. If it's one trainer that's providing it, we won't be able to do 3 quotes. It will be a single source for that training. And because it's a threshold of $1,000 to 19,999, we're going to be doing these for a lot of training if we send 2 officers to it. So.
And the point of this is not just for going out to bid, it's to use a sole source, or you see those 3 or 4 things that you can check. Doug, are we in the right field? It's for bids and for sole source and other things we may need to do.
That question.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. This form basically has been set up to, if it's over $1,000, they need to obtain quotes. If it's over $20,000, which you folks have directed, we need to go out for bid. If we're going to do something other than get quotes, the form needs to be completed. Now, if you want to say that some items like training or some of those things are exceptions, I'm fine with that. I think we just need to note that in the procedure.
Okay. So that's another piece.
Right, but you understand, that was my question, Madam Chair, was that I don't understand. I understand the issue of what we were trying to do. This all started out as sole source purchasing. You know, that's where this whole thing started out. And you take someone like the Sheriff's Department that has training, because of the way this is kind of written, this is an addition to our purchasing policy. And I think this is going to be a living document that or a living procedure that we're going to have to make changes to, depending on how we operate as a county. And I just don't see, in my own personal fact, I don't see how sending officers to training or sending health department officials to training has anything to do with this single source document. And we may have to make, we may have to revisit this and see this. I think this could be a problem, because this could really bog down the finance department with these particular issues.
Could I interject?
Yes, please.
Okay. I understand the original discussion around sole source. I think it's more encompassing than sole source. Sole source for me is, if we truly look at it, it's only can be provided by one supplier. Only one supplier can issue that, like a software maintenance. Only one supplier can provide that. That's sole source. Single source means I want to go with this vendor, even though there are other vendors out there that can provide the same or similar products. Okay, that I'm making that distinction. So the sole source, single source was the original conversation. However, there are other areas that you may want to have exception to, and that's what we've tried to do here is list those. So people could go through and check them. Most of it's going to show up as single or sole source in their requests. But it is truly, this process is going to be a living, breathing process until we are able to work out some of the different things like the undersheriff brought up today about training.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling, I would lean on Doug and our financial service team and staff to be able to know where that comfort level is, get some feedback from them to make certain how to proceed, what those exceptions may or may not be. I appreciate the undersheriff bringing that to our attention with regards to this process. And I think that this is still a good start. And as we know, this is just a portion of our purchasing policy. And so what I'd like to do is make certain whatever we're doing, it is assisting and helping Doug and the financial service staff what they need to be able to adhere to and comply with what, I think I froze.
Oh, it did. It did freeze. Yeah.
I think I'm back. Am I back now?
Yes, yes.
The only thing that I was saying is I want to make certain that financial service staff has what they need to be compliant with what is coming at them for financial reporting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is disappointing.
Yeah, it's so.
Go ahead.
Just very quickly, I did have a conversation with the partner with our audit firm, and he was thrilled that we were implementing something like this.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I'm so sorry. Hopefully I'm stable now.
Okay.
But, I don't know if you heard my final comments. I just want to make sure that financial service has the tools that they need to be able to adhere to the compliance of what's statutorily required of them.
Good. And Doug, would you repeat what you just said from the auditor?
Yes. I did speak with the partner with our audit firm about this form, just very briefly described to him what we were doing. He was in full support. They very much liked and appreciated where we were going with this. So.
Good. Good. Any other comments or? This was an adventure. And I just thank you, Annette and Jake and Doug, how you all pulled all this together. It was new for us. And I thought all the waivers were necessary when you read the explanation. That was interesting. And,
yep.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, just as a point of comment, I would like to, on behalf of the Finance Committee, I would like to thank Annette for sending out the 2 various motions. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Sure.
Absolutely. We want to do things in decency and order. That's it.
Yeah. So I think we already did the minutes approval, correct, Stephanie? Yep. And we've already done the resolution for the bills, and I already checked the public comments. You do not have any public comments. So I think you've done all your business for today, I believe.
How many people are online?
Well, you're down to 8, but I think at one point you might have been up to like 15 or something. Did I say it? 1 second here? 17, 8, yeah, it looks like you were up to 17 at one point. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
All right.
Any other business? And that's everything?
That's everything.
Committee, do you have any questions about anything? Administrator Dissett? Thank you.
Good.
Thank you all. Stephanie, everyone. I can't see when this room was closer. I can't see who's there, but thank you all for all that you do for us. And Willis, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Annette, still there?
Yes.
Yeah, Annette, can you tell me, can you give me direction on just rather than the Zoom invite, if I can call in, I believe I can stay in, if I can call in, how do I accomplish that rather than just striking on the Zoom invite? Can I use the phone number, please?
You call my cell phone number, which I believe you have in your phone.
I'll check. All right.
I will send it to you to your phone.
That'd be great. Thank you.
And because I did that one day, didn't it? Can listen through the phone.
Yep. Yep.
Talk through the phone. Okay.
All right.
We're still. Yep.